Hi, this is Nikki Woods, and we are going beyond the studio with Kiyah Wright, who is not only a celebrity hairstylist, but she is a brand builder and an image maker, and she is now a star in the city. Love in the City, it's the new reality show, and I actually caught a little bit of an episode. I didn't hear much about it, but I'm so pleased to talk to you so you can shed some light on this show and you and what you're doing. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about you and how you got involved. I read a backstory about how you broke into the business at the age of 14. Tell me about that.
Well, I got in the business of becoming a hairstylist at 14 because my mom put me in hair school, and right out of hair school, I started doing hair in the hair salon. I was never really an assistant. I never really worked for anybody. I just really went right into being a hairstylist in Washington, D.C. That's my hometown. So that's where I really built my clientele in D.C.
And is that where you met Diddy and worked your way into the...
Yes. That's where I met Puffy, just kind of hanging out. He was going to Howard. He was doing all of these amazing parties, and my girls was the college girls. So, he was trying to date them, and we were hanging out. And then maybe 2 years in, I must have been 23 or 24. I he ended up starting Bad Boy Records. And when he started Bad Boy, I had just moved to New York. So, we were hanging out. We weren't hanging out at 14. We were hanging out at
Oh, okay, I read it wrong. Because I was like, your girls were college girls and you were 14?
I started doing hair at 14.
Okay, where was your mom? I was like, okay,
right. Exactly. And then I moved so by 22, 23, I moved to New York. And that's when I met Puffy. I met him maybe a year or two before that. He was building the Bad Boy brand.
Right, okay.
And he's managing Mary, and Faith Evans is his first celebrity artist, his first artist. And he was like, you know what, I want you to do their hair. I want you to do their hair. And he's like, I want their hair to look just like yours. And I was like, all right. So he bought it to me once. He didn't really love it. Bought it to me until he was like, that's the look. That's what we want to do. So that's how I started with Faith. And then I ended up with Mary and Total and Little Kim and just the whole Bad Boy family.
That is awesome. And that leads me to a question, because I think that we're all we strive for that perfect hair look, and I know you do a lot with textured hair, and I'm natural, and it's crazy. How do people figure out what looks good on them and figure out what to do with it?
I think it really does start out with a hair consultation and a good stylist. When you find a really good stylist, I'm about the full overall image, and I think that does come from my past. My history is, I've been doing hair for in the industry at least 18 years. So I have a lot of experience in working with celebrities and artists, and that's what you do when you're working with a new artist. You're trying to break them, and image is the first thing you have to focus on, what looks good and what's her songs like, what's her sound about, how can she maintain this look, because you can't go on the road all the time. How can it be something she can maintain? And so you have to find a stylist that really understands your look, your regimen, and how to help you keep that and maintain that look. So that's sort of the stylist I am.
I know, but it's every stylist that I find that does that, they leave and go to LA or they go to New York.
I know, that's the new thing.
They don't stay in Dallas.
Oh no, they're not in Dallas.
No, they don't stay in Dallas.
But that's the goal. You want to ultimately, you want to grow. And most stylists, I have a lot of stylists that come up under me and they aspire to do what I do, So that's the goal. No one wants to be in the salon anymore.
Very good. So tell me about Love in the City and how you landed that role. It stars you and three other of your fab friends. And are you looking for love? Are you?
Well, it's the story of four women. It's a docu-series. A lot of people call it reality show, but OWN has really wanted us to really just nail it in. It's a docu-series. And I feel like it's a docu-series because they really do document our lives, and it's the truth. And it's not a cut and pasted group of women put together, and which would naturally cause for conflict, drama, fights, all of that stuff, because they don't know each other. We are four women that have been friends for 14, I'm talking 18 to 14 years, some of us. And that's sort of how they built the show. This show is based on friendship, truth, life after breast cancer. I'm dating the younger man because you know when you get and turning 40. So there's three of us turning 40 and one of them is 43. So it's, you know, life moving into your 40s, a new chapter, life after breast cancer, surrogacy, possible separation. It's some real issues that I think most women can see themselves in each and every one of us, or they know a family member or aunt, somebody going through cancer or something like that. So I think that's the good thing, that everyone can see themselves in all of us.
So I think it's interesting that I'm glad that you're separating it, you know, docuseries versus reality show, because obviously there's always a lot of talk about the drama that we see with Black women on these reality series, fighting and name calling and just drama in general. So what do you say about the reality of Black women and friendship and women, and especially business owners, as most of you are? Can we get along?
You know what? We can get along. It just takes effort. It takes work, and it takes a lot of communication. You know, even you know, of course, I spend a lot of time on the road, so me and my friends are not together every single day. Everyone has a life. Each and every one of us are entrepreneurs. So even us just being together every day, it is work, and it is communication, and it is a lot of talking and making sure that we're understanding each other's vision, goals, being respectful, and being just considerate of just, you know, everybody's time, getting ready in the morning. Like it's a lot, but it's really been a real growing process for me too. You know, it's not like it's not always peaches and cream. It's not. Like we're not saying that. We are saying that it really does take a lot of communication, because now we're in business together. So now we went from friends to now we're in a business together. The bottom line, we're friends, but it's still a business. So,
and I think it's worth it. I mean, I think that the friendships that I have built, and you know, some newer, some older, as you said, 18, 14, since high school kind of friends. I mean, it's just worth it. Like a good marriage. It's like a good marriage.
It really is.
The ups and downs, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it. And I really do feel like we can work together. We just have to be highly communicative. Like, you have to communicate all the time. And that is something that, you know, normally you can be like, oh girl, I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I need a break. But now we have to really work it through. If it's something that we all don't agree with, we have to work it through. We have to, the other day we was like, come on, it's time for a prayer. We need to sit right here in this bathroom and say a prayer, because we haven't even taken the time to really sit down and thank God and digest what just happened to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm noticing. Like, we do have, like Friday, we have a meeting where we all sit down, we cook dinner, and we'll talk about, you know, what's next. And you know what I mean? So it really is just a lot of communication, and it's just respecting each other, you know?
So tell us how we can watch Love in the City.
Well, you want to go to OWN every Saturday night at 10 p.m. and watch us at night. Get you some friends. You can even have some girlfriend parties and watch us too.
Awesome. I like you.
City parties. And you can go to OWN.com to catch up.
Right.
So you can catch up too, Nikki. You can go to OWN and you can catch a bunch of clips, and that'll be pretty much the story. But
you know what? And that's why I love talking to people like yourself, because now I do want to catch up. Now I really do want to see what happens, and I think that's why I was so, you know, excited about introducing you to our audience, because I think once you meet people like yourself who are really doing some things and just down to earth good people, you want to know what they're doing.
It's fun. We're not like old lady 40-year-olds. You know, when you were young, you were like, oh, I recently went to my niece's college. She's the president of the NABJ down at Hampton University. And she, you went to Hampton too?
No, I went to Howard. I was at Howard when Puffy was at Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we spoke to the students, and, you know, I was like, you know, I asked her, I was like, do you think they're going to be interested in 40-year-old women? Are we like cool enough? She was like, of course you guys are. You're like young 40s. I'm like, okay, good. Help me with the topic. Because I don't know because when I was young, 19 and 20, I was like, oh, by the time I'm 40, I'll be retired. No, that didn't happen.
No.
So it's about, it's fashion, lots of fashion. It's very much, people are calling it like the modern day Sex in the City with Black girls. So,
I love it.
You know, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
I love it. And how can people follow you? Are you on Twitter? Yes.
On Twitter, I am Kiyah Wright, KIYAH WRIGHT. And on Instagram, I'm Kiyah Wright #1.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's Love in the City on OWN. You can Google it, check it out. Saturday nights. Kiyah Wright, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you. Don't forget to watch.